guys, welcome back. It's been a little while. I promise you I haven't been slacking. I've been out here in the garage working. Thing is, I've just been putting this other patch panel in the driver's side of the old Model A, and it's pretty tedious and boring work. And the thing is, you guys saw me do it a couple of episodes back on the passenger side. Get that side all buttoned up. So I've just been working on that. I just about got it. And then I'm going to finish that up. I'm going to move on to doing a few other things and getting the floor squared away in the car. Man, I tell you, well, you guys know this. You guys that have been doing this. The more I look at it, the more stuff I see that needs to get done. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm back at it here. It's a Saturday morning. I got to get working on this car. I got to put some videos out. Tell you what, it's killing me. I got to finish this panel up. I haven't gone through the painful details because you guys saw me put this panel on this side, but I've got this panel right here to go on the other side. And where I'm at with it is I've got it fitted, I've got my holes marked. Now I just need to go through and I got to drill a bunch of holes, put some seam sealer in there, bolt it all in, and then I can start moving on. I got a little bit of rust repair to do on the car and things that I've got to button up before I get my floors completely done. But, like I said, Saturday morning's pretty nice. Got myself a fresh cup of coffee. I'm going to drill those holes and I'm going to mount that panel, and I'll see you back. Hey, I'll show you one little tip that I realized I do here as I'm working on this sheet metal. So I'm drilling these holes in my quarter panel. And I drilled a little pilot hole through there, but I like using these stepped drill bits. They're really handy. I like using them. But one of the dangers, one of the problems is when I'm drilling something like, just for a 1/4-inch bolt to go through the hole, I can never remember which step I'm on. So I don't know if you can see that. My technique is to take the old black marker and I just drill, I just mark the step. I just mark the step right above where I want to be working. Because otherwise the temptation is to be drilling and to be getting down there real close to see how that step's coming. And again, remember that scar on the side of my face there. Stepped bit plus sheet metal. That'll do. Alright, man. Panel's in. See how I got it all tied in. Spot welded. I'll come back in with my grinder, clean those off. Put some seam sealer in. The thing about seam sealer is if you've got it anywhere, you've got it everywhere. So it looks a little nastier on the inside than the outside, but that's okay. We'll let that all cure. And now I can move on to the rest. I've got a couple, man, I don't know if I'm ready to tackle it today, but I've got a couple of rust spots I need to get on. Sure. Look right there. I got to figure out how to patch that up. And then somewhere on the back, and I think you can see it actually better. There you go. There you go, you can see that hole. Figure out how to patch that up. It's alright. It's breakfast time now. I'm going to go and make some pancakes, hang out with the kiddos, come back out and see how far we get. Alright, now that I got that panel on the front of the car, I'm moving on to the floors, the rest of them, to get them ready to seal up and paint. But before I can do that, I gotta patch up a little bit of rust and rot around the edge of the body, around the rear wheel wells. And I'll let you check it out here. So here's the outside of the car. And right in front of the right rear tire, you can see that kind of rot right there. I can fix that up with my welder. I can just take my little MIG welder and real carefully tack that around there and then clean it up with the... And then what I'll probably do, since I'm not gonna run fenders, is I'll probably come in and I'll patch these holes up. Put a little patch on top of it there. So I'll show you a little trick I learned on that when we get to it. First, I'm gonna work on that for a little bit first. here's what we have. Just remember, there was a hole there and now there's not. Okay, now I gotta come in here. I don't know if you can see this, but it's like somebody whacked it with a cutting wheel. So I'm gonna stitch that up and clean it up. Plug that one. And then this one I'm gonna have to build a little patch for and put on there. I'll show you a little trick I learned on that in a minute. But until then, I'm gonna clean that one up, patch that one, weld that one up. Okay, so the trick of the day here, which I didn't make up, I picked it up off of a fellow named Fritz. I'll put a link at the end of the video and down in the description. Really good fabricator, does a lot of good sheet metal and body work. But here's the trick I learned, okay? Again, trying to fill up this hole right here. It's not like this hole where I was able to just put my copper spoon behind and buzz it in. This one's too big. So, the trick is, clothes hanger, weld it to a piece of metal, and I just welded it to a square and then sat there with my shears and my grinder and just cleaned up this little circle until it fits right in the hole there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it in there, I'll tack it, and I'll just tack it all the way around, and then I'll just take my cutting wheel and cut that piece of hanger right off, and then just weld it in around and grind her smooth. There you go, there's the trick. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, well, there you go. That's what it looks like with the hole filled in, ground smooth. There you go. I'm not going to worry about these holes because I actually use those bolts on the inside to mount my gas tank bracket. So, taking a break. Got this side of the car mostly done. Now I just have to do the same work plus more on the other side. Okay, I'm over here in the dark working on the driver's side of the car. Show you what I'm up against here. So if I put my light in there, you can see how much I've got to work with there. So my plan is just to build me a patch panel that fits that area right there that is outlined in the black marker. And so I've started to get one kind of cut out and shape it a little bit. I'll put on the time lapse and work that metal and keep test fitting it, and we'll come back when we're ready to put it in. Here's my patch. That's where it's going to go. Okay? What I'm going to do is the old trick of just laying it over, tacking it into place all the way around, and then cutting it along the edge, zip cut along the edge, and go tacking it in as I zip cut and let it suck itself into place. Let's give it a shot. Alright, so there you go. It's on there. I gotta go clean up the gap there in the weld. And you can see on the inside here, that's the piece we replaced. Chewed up. That's the new piece that's in. Obviously I gotta finish my welds in there and fix that little guy. Alright, well there it is. Pretty much finished up. A couple pinholes to patch up there, but it's better than the big nasty gash I had in there before. So that's it. Time to wrap it up. Man, I didn't get as much done as I wanted. That's the way it always works, right? So just to recap, got the panel mounted on the passenger side. On the driver's side, we got the passenger side rust patched up and some holes patched up. And then here on the driver's side, enough done where I gotta just do a little bit of cleaning up. Hey, I appreciate everything you guys do for me. All the subscribers I got, 100 and something of you guys, it's awesome. Keep it up. If you haven't subscribed, hit it. If you have, or either way, you watch this video and you know somebody who's working on a Model A, maybe they just have a little garage and they think they can't do any projects because they don't have any space, tell them to clear out a spot, push that car in there and get busy, get working on it, right? If this guy can do it, so can you. All right, share it with a friend. Let's build this community. I appreciate it.